We have a quorum.
We do have a
Yes,
quorum.
we do.
Okay. Second.
Just wanted to be counted, that's cool. Our youngest member.
Do I have a motion from the floor that we accept the meeting minutes from our last meeting?
So moved.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Financials. All right,
To financial.
let's do financials. Nothing super exciting outside the fact that somebody got a hold of our checking account information last month. Truist helped us out. They tried to write 6 bad checks. We didn't lose any money. But it was time consuming. I am thankful for Truist. They caught it. I mean, it was a shame. They were very amateurish checks. We ended up, they just said they're gonna keep doing it. So we opened up a new checking account number and we have to order checks and everything goes at, but thank you to those people that had nothing better to do than to do that. Other than that, financials are in order. We did get, thanks to a lot of help with Bill Clay, the internet is in place up at the guard booth now. I believe the new cameras came in yesterday.
Cameras are installed, they're running.
And once again, this is an upgraded camera system. We got 2 license plate readers instead of 1, and now these can be remotely monitored. So, and it's a system that can grow. And one of the nice things with Spectrum, we were able to bundle the phone number with that, so we are able to drop HTC. So when the dust all settles, probably is going to be a savings of some money on the phone. Other than that, nothing too much to report. Those HOAs willing to pay are paid up, and we'll go from there unless anyone has any questions.
Nothing on that. Carol, did you have anything that you wanted to?
Well, I just had to ask permission for, one of the plants in the front entrance is dead, so Ernesto's I'm gonna ask him to take it out, and put it away, that's all. But everything else. It was
Looks very
painted.
nice out there all
Yeah,
the
it was
time.
painted and, the black mulch was put down, that's nice, I think.
Good. The incident report is here on these sheets. I don't know if everybody got a copy of them. We don't always have enough copies for the members coming in, but Beth
It's also
tries to
online.
keep it up.
It's on our website.
Beth, do you have anything else that you wanted to?
We have 3 representatives of the Security Council here attending our meeting today. 2 guards and the CEO, so we gotta behave.
Do you have anything to add? Here for support? Okay, thank you.
Any new business we want to get started?
Speaking of security shack, put the air conditioner on 75,
Okay.
leave it on 75.
Okay.
When you guys are using it, you want to drop it down to make it cooler, that's fine. You just get the word out, bring it back to 75, leave it on 75.
I just leave it running.
I
just leave it running? Okay.
It gets awful hot there. With a new system, I don't want to burn it up. The other thing is, I don't think we should allow smoking in there anymore.
Okay.
Allow smoke outside the building. I gotta set that on there, go to sleep. It's on
In the
24/7.
guard shack.
We'll turn it right
Quiet.
Could be a very quick meeting.
Chuck, you got anything on the mowing project?
No, we're just going along as usual,
Okay.
maintaining.
Oh, yes, yes.
How did someone get a hold of a check to write a check off?
On that there, people just go on the internet and start punching in some banks and everything, and they'll pick out different numbers of different accounts, and they'll start trying to write checks on them. A lot of them come from India, we'll get them. We also get them a lot from Indonesia, and they set up hotel rooms where they're scam artists. And they automatically just constantly go in banks, computer system, and pulling out numbers. That's all they do. And they get paid big money to do it.
And once again, we're thankful for Truist, because they were the ones that notified us. And the first 2 checks were suspicious. They contacted us, said, are these real? No. And then it started happening with more frequency, and then that after like the first one happened a week, and then a week later the second one, then 3, 4, 5, 6 happened within a day, and that's what Truist was like, just shut this account down. So we froze the account. And once again, I'm thankful for them. You know, thankfully we didn't lose anything. We lost time to deal with this. We had to buy new checks. It's a couple $100, you know, but we didn't get anything stolen, which thank gosh.
Yeah. Oh, thank God.
So.
Bob, I had Truist with the HOA Treetop South, and I had, that happen about 2 weeks ago. But it was weird because I check about every other day just to make sure I'm keeping up. And I see a check that cleared for $256, and it was not ours, I didn't write it. And I must have a picture of it because it was a deposited check. Is that how yours was?
There was 2 of them. You know, some of them were cashier checks, like deposit checks, and they were trying to deposit them on weird places like Seattle and stuff like that.
This one was from the Midwest.
Yeah.
But I went down to Truist right away the next day, and they took care of it, and they dropped it back in my account.
I think if these people started small, they would have gotten away with it a little bit more, but the first check was like $5,000, a number like that. So I mean, like, it was kind of ballsy at that point.
Yeah,
And,
because mine was only $256,
Yeah, I mean-
and then Truist was back in my account with our account the next day, and I haven't seen anything since. It's been about 2 weeks.
I mean, it's just a good lesson for us all to kind of keep an eye on our own account. I mean, eventually, admittedly, I don't look at that account or my account every day.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a couple times a month, but
I do that often. Sure.
You know, the way they do it in other areas, being a contractor for 37 years, it's been done to me twice.
that's sad.
I go and look at the house, they send me a deposit, I deposit the check into my account, no good. Check is no good. I gotta go over, I gotta deal with the account, with the bank, with everything, we go through the check and they show me everything and they go, here it is, look at these numbers, they're wrong. You ever see stuff like that? Don't accept it, because they print those checks out,
Yeah.
checks.
And do everything they want.
They're really
I mean, I
good
get
at
phone
that.
calls all the time that my grandchildren are in jail.
Oh, yeah.
I've got
Yeah.
four of them.
They go to the printing, they
Yeah.
check printing companies, which where our checks printed, where they should. You know what I mean? So they have access to it. What's it look like?
The copies look pretty,
They look legit.
Yeah.
They really do. And it'll float in your bank for up to a month,
mhm.
you know? And they'll keep saying it's hold, until you go in there and you say, okay, what's going on? This guy do this to me?
Yeah.
What do you think? We'll sit down and we'll talk about it. And that's how it comes.
It's a shame, man,
It's fans, yeah.
but I'm just thankful we didn't lose any money, and
I actually pressed charges on the one guy.
And I cooperated with the fraud investigator, you know, but I don't think there's anything they can do, because I think what you said, they're in India. I mean,
They're,
yeah.
like I said, they're in India, they're in Indonesia,
Yep, that's where he was.
they're all
He
these
was
foreign
in
countries
Indonesia.
where
Yeah.
there's FBI and everybody don't have jurisdiction.
Mhm.
And anytime you get these guys calling about trying to sell something over the phone, saying that you're from the IRS, one thing or another, these guys there are also from India, and they're trying to get your information. And they will make it so convincing sounding to you, where you'll automatically give it to them. So anytime you get scam calls, play along with them, and then ask them, tell them that you know that they're scammers, tell them that you know exactly where they are in Indonesia or wherever, and you'll see how quick they'll hang the phone up. Because once you say that you know they're a scammer, or say, I want part of your action, they'll cut it off right then and there too.
Yep. You tell them, I say, text me a copy of your driver's license, I need to know that you're the real person. Click.
I say, I'm
They don't want
12.
that. Give me your social.
But like I said, they're very
Play right
convincing.
back at 'em.
They're very, very, very convincing about how they do things.
Yeah, they're slick.
Number I don't.
When you call the number back, it doesn't exist.
Right.
Alright. If, you've got a minute, you've got just a couple recognition, I mean, there's a lot of volunteers that make this community roll. Just wanna recognize Bill, my friend here, for his leadership over the years. A little certificate of appreciation, thank you for all you did. Another person we want to thank is Carol. I mean, thank you for taking care of that front entrance, keeping it looking good. I mean, we know for years, that's yours 100%, and, you know, and Karen, keeping that up. I know that's a lot of work, you don't do it for the money. Mary's not here, but we'll make sure she gets one. I mean, Mary for years has been with this organization. Yeah, she started as treasurer. I mean, you know, she's not going anywhere. She you know, stepped back so she can focus on other things. But I'll make sure she gets this. But you know, the thing is, I know if I ever have a question, I can call her. If we ever have any questions about the history of how something happened, she's gonna be the one to know. So, Mary, wherever you are, oh, you're on the camera. Thank you. And I don't think this gentleman's here. Daryl Young, any chance you're here, my friend? Daryl's another volunteer, and once again, this is not to take away from the work that Dan and Bill Miller and the rest of the guys do with the road patching. But Daryl has helped on several projects. He helped repaint the booth up there, just to make it look cleaner, neater. He's helped with mowing some of these dead areas where there's no maintenance, just like, you know, Chuck and Ursula and the rest of the mowing crew. So we'll make sure that Daryl gets this if I can speak. And thank you, Daryl, if you're watching. I'll make it Zoom. Are we Zoom? No, this is
Well,
recorded.
it's recorded. Same thing.
No, not technically, no, but we won't.
We need no computers.
That's okay.
Mine's too old now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're cool.
Hi.
Hi, I wasn't sure if you wanted to open up the idea.
If you want to talk, come up here and explain it. I appreciate you calling yesterday.
I didn't.
She had an
know what was
idea
going
here
on.
and,
You got it, come on. All great ideas need to be shared.
yes,
Yeah.
thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so I've been coming here few times. I live down on Tall Oaks Court, and my big thing was speeding. But then, you know, it always comes back to our entrance, and it reminds me of Pennsylvania. So meanwhile, I went back to my boss. I worked for Renewal by Anderson Windows and Doors. So I went back to my boss, and we were just doing some stuff, and I was telling him about it. And he comes over to my house a lot. He goes, "Oh my God, I know what you're talking about." So with that, he said he got with the company, and they're offering some asphalt, which I even have some in the back of my car, as long as you get a window and door inspection, which only helps you too. You don't have to pay anything, you don't have to go with anything. Either or, it would help us patch up the front until the big wigs decide to give us a new road.
So we'll look at putting on the website and you know, with our email blast, something to think about. You know, once again, I mean, it's a local company, and if they're willing to help us out, I mean, Dan, would you say no to any bags of asphalt? I don't think so.
I got some in my truck right now, or my car.
No, we appreciate that, Beth. So spread the word. Let us know, and anybody who's interested, we'll work on getting the information up there. And we got a couple copies here for anyone who wants them. Thank you. We should ask him if he wants to be on the board. At least he'd be here for a while.
I think he said case closed. Well, basically,
Well, before you close the meeting, okay, members of the community, we have security here. Anybody have any concerns or issues they would like to bring up while they are here?
I would just like to say, I hear so much negativity about security. I have cameras on my house. I see them drive by my house at least 3 times or more. And they go slow and they're checking things out. So I want to say, good job.
Thank you. We appreciate the positive feedback. I mean, one thing I would encourage you to share with your friends and neighbors and everyone else, if you do have questions or concerns, you're best contacting security direct. Contacting me or Beth or Bill or Chuck with questions is just adding a third party to the communications that doesn't need to be made. We don't have any more authority than you do. I mean, our security vendor works for all of us. And I know that they go out of the way when somebody has a concern about cars being broken in or whatever, and they'll give you that extra attention. But if you can just spread the word, it is best to call them direct. We have the phone number where they're here. If they're not here, there's a message. There's a dispatch number on the car. I mean, I think that they do a great job. But in a lot of cases, it's best to communicate directly with them. Now, if you're communicating and you feel you're not getting the answer you want, then get us involved. But sending me an email or calling Beth or calling Bill, all that's doing is delaying and adding an unnecessary layer of communication in there. But please spread that word. You know, it's a great resource. We appreciate what you guys do. And you know, between the phone number on the guard booth and the phone number on the cars, because I mean, if they call that number, you're going to get somebody. And we understand that Mark and the guards are sleeping during the daytime. I mean, you know, anytime I've asked you to get a hold of someone, you do it within 24 hours. So thank you. Yes, sir.
I just want to let you guys know that the Phase 2 plans for Island Green were recently reapproved by Horry County. And by reapproved, I mean that the original design might have had a lot more stuff in it. We had to use a little due diligence working with the contractors in order to make it affordable. I mean, just the improvements for the Sunahana Drive, they were anticipated to run about $1 million when we first started the project, and it's double that now. It is double. It's going to cost the developer $2 million to do those upgrades. But I have the plans, and I'll stick around after the meeting if anybody wants to look at them and has any questions.
Thanks. Are those plans something digital that you can email for us to have? I mean, if it's not, I understand. I don't know if they're public record or if you have access to them.
I'll send you some PDFs.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, 'cause, I mean, information's good. That way people can see it and get to Alice or the website.
They're also posted on the I Am Island Green blog on the Facebook.
Okay.
And that's also linked onto the website as well.
All right, cool. I mean, it's just best to get information out there as much as we can.
Can I ask a question? Dan, when is that supposed to happen, or is it, you know, in 24, 25? Or you don't really know?
It's like this, the road improvements are gonna have to be bonded, Carol, because the drainage for Phase 2 provides for the drainage on Sunahana Drive. And that means that the developer's gonna have to put up a $2 million bond to Horry County. So if something, you know, something happened where the whole thing fell through, Horry County would have the money to do those upgrades. Once Phase 2 is completed and Horry County signs off on it, that's when the Sunahana Drive improvements will start. But as far as Phase 2, I'm just as curious as anybody else. So I've been asking around the office, and I've only heard from the engineer right now, and he guesses within the next few months, Phase 2 construction will start. When we hear from the contractor, I'll provide an update on the Island Green blog.
And it's still D.R. Horton, that's still gonna be.
I was gonna say, can't he pay this $2 million?
Yeah, it's still D.R. Horton. I'm sorry?
Can't he pay that $2 million and get it going?
Of course.
I think he made more than that in that one little corner of our.
No, the developer hadn't made any money yet. He's been forking it out for years and years without any returns. Typically, a development doesn't make money until its last phases of development.
Mm.
How many changes from the original that, or with
Well,
Lorraine
I
County?
can't speak to the phase two because I didn't personally design that. But I will say on Sunahana Drive, one of the concessions we had to make was instead of concrete sidewalk, we had to go to a 6-foot wide asphalt sidewalk to save money. Just so it could be affordable, yeah. And I didn't want to hijack the meeting.
No, this is good.
I'll take one more question.
No.
Yeah,
Where is phase two? What is that going to encompass?
right over there.
I don't know where.
If you look through that wall, you'll see where phase two is going to sit. It's the golf course right adjacent to the amenities.
But behind the golf buildings,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all.
the golf buildings,
So it's.
over where,
Right.
and Tall Oaks, going around that way.
What hole was it?
Hole number 1, over
It was
here.
hole number one?
And number 2
it's
and number
only
3,
gonna be
I don't even
number-
remember what it was, that Dogwood or is that Tall, that was Tall Oaks.
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3 of Tall Oaks.
How many houses are they putting in phase?
I wish you hadn't asked me that. I haven't counted.
Give me
But there's
an-
probably a couple hundred, looks like.
So it's gonna go down, it's gonna go all the ways down, and then it makes the turn at hole 3. And then 4 comes back up the fairway, right?
Sounds right to me.
4 goes out,
All the way to the back.
3,
all the way
in the
down.
back.
all the
Hole
way to the
4,
back.
hole 5
So
comes
then
back
they're gonna
up.
come back up 5?
Yeah.
I thought we were told
that
phase
part of
2
phase
was
two?
almost completed the
I-
last time.
I don't know.
I heard
understand,
that.
but
Phase
I
one.
mean, Casual,
The
phase
plan
2
is,
doesn't mean much.
the last time we were at the city
Yeah.
to talk to them, they set up this deal, but, you know, that's been at least 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So
So they'll have to start putting in.
we don't have a timeline or anything.
Dan, to the
One
best of your
house could be
knowledge-
left unfinished and unsold, and the thing's not done.
Yeah.
That's a possibility.
But isn't, we should start seeing that sand pile going down as they start filling in to build on?
Oh, yeah.
So that'll be, watch for the sand pile to start going down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you see
We're all
that
looking
happening?
forward to that.
Dan, to the best of your knowledge, does phase 2 kind of mirror what it was on
Have to
the
build on
previous?
it,
It's very similar to what was previously approved, yeah.
Okay. And we've got that here, we'll leave this for you to look
But
later.
you can have these.
Thank you.
But I have to put up the 2 million before I start building?
Yes.
Then,
When they get to that point
Oh, I was gonna give
in their
you
building.
then, I have to put up the 2 million before they start?
A percentage, right?
It's a percentage.
Before they start selling a certain number of homes, I can't remember the exact, cutoff. But, yeah, they're gonna have to put it up before Horry County allows them to
Start.
sell new
To
homes.
continue building.
So they can build the houses, they can build the houses, but if they don't sell them, they don't.
Yeah, if they don't have that bond, they won't be able
I
to
knew it would come to
give a certificate of occupancy or anything.
Isn't there already a $1 million bond?
I don't know. I'm not aware of it.
I'm not aware of any bond being in place.
I've heard it in this meeting many times.
They're supposed to. Yes.
That was something in the future, but I've never heard or said any information about
It
it.
might before they could build Oak Estates East and everything, and $1 million bond was put up to protect the road.
It might have.
Eventually,
That was
Construction vehicles.
originally what we thought it was gonna be. It was about $1 million.
oh, so it went from 1 to 2 and it hasn't.
Yes.
What happened to the company that supposedly lived in New York and owned it?
The company that what?
Lived in New York and owned it.
Oh. Somebody that lived
I think
in
it was
New
when
York.
I first moved in here.
I mean, we could sit here and talk all day
Oh,
about
okay, no, that's
the
fine.
history of.
No, all of a sudden I had a flash and
Ownership
I'm like,
changes and so forth, but
gotcha.
I've lived it and I don't want to relive it.
I do, I remember seeing it on there.
Not doing anything, so that's bad.
DR.
Any other comments from the board? Do I hear an motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
June 14th, and put it on your calendars that we do not have meetings through the month of July and August. But everything will be on, the security reports will be on the website, if my fingers work. Thank you.